Hey, Striver, happy Monday. It's Brendan Burchard, founder of GrowthDay. And here in this Daily Fire today, I like to share some personal insights into some major life decisions that helped me change and helped me find my path and hopefully lead to the destiny, the legacy that I desire. And if you're new to GrowthDay, welcome. Congratulations for listening to this Daily Fire. You've already made personal development a priority by being in the GrowthDay app today. So double high five to you, my friend. That's awesome. I've been talking a lot in these Daily Fires about choices of personal change, about how sometimes we've got to set new goals because we don't want to live in regret. We've got to develop new habits so that we can succeed. We've got to join a community. We've got to really think about our future. And obviously all these reasons is one reason we started GrowthDay, to really give you the tools and the coaching and the community that you need to reach your next level. And I really honor you for being here because so few people actually do any growth work. They talk a big game, but it's pretty rare that someone actually does the work of self-awareness, of emotional mastery, of self-discipline, of trying to better themselves so that they can live an inspired life, but also inspire those around them. And so I really appreciate your leadership in this area and your dedication for being here in GrowthDay. Even if you've missed these Daily Fires before, that's okay, because I do them every day. And no, there is no way to access previous ones ever. It is one reason for you to come back here every day. It's the hook that I hope gets you in here, that then maybe you jump off from this Daily Fire and you go do a journal, or you go set your goals in the plan section, or you go watch something awesome in the learn section, or you just finally take one of those challenges and contribute maybe to the community, share something that's working for you in your life or something you struggle with in the community. We're here for you every day. Today, I'd like to share 4 of those personal life decisions I told you about. The first personal life decision that was critical to me was simply deciding that intentional living was important to me. Now, I know that sounds kind of basic and almost silly as I say it, but when I was a young man, I was an unhappy person. And after my car accident, I realized I had no idea how to live or love or matter. I had no real direction each day. I mean, I kind of just went through the motions each day. I went to the classes I was supposed to go to. I had a job I had to go to pay the bills and buy some food and pay for tuition in college. I don't know that I was an intentional person yet. And so I was reactive. I was angry. I was conditioned to believe who I was or what I was capable of. And I didn't really know what to do each day. I didn't have the intention of, let me develop clarity of who I really am. Let me develop clarity of how I want to treat people. Let me develop clarity about the skills I'm trying to build. Let me develop clarity about how I want to deliver the services that I'm going to provide to the world so that I'm on my calling or in a passion or following a purpose. I just didn't have intention guiding me. And I think that's what the car accident gave me, a big knock in the head to say, hey, kid, life is short. Life is precious. So get really intentional about who you are. And that's going to be a lifelong effort. You're always going to have to be examining yourself because, conditions change. Times change. You get older, family changes, career changes, health changes. You always have to ask, who am I now? What do I want of life now? And live each day intentionally to bring the energy that you desire into that day. And those were big decisions in my life. It's one reason, yes, I come into this app every dang day and I fill out my journal. Sometimes in filling out the journal, I like to do it in the mornings. It's literally just a short intention statement. It's just about how I want to feel that day or what I want to do. When I really need guidance, I press that morning mindset button right under the blank journal section. So if you go to the journal and below it, you'll see this morning mindset, and I'll fill out those 10 questions just to get my head right. Because sometimes, I'm just not focused, not in my best self yet. I have to kind of journal my way into my best self, or I just don't get there. I stay distracted. Intention to me is about journaling or writing or thinking, or even if it's just going to your goal and writing your to-do lists under the plan section. Just your to-do list strengthens an intention for the day, doesn't it? Second big life decision for me was the idea that I had to invest in growth education. And what I mean by that is I just put, kind of quotation marks around that growth education phrase. It just means that I knew I was going to have to study personal development, psychology, philosophy, neuroscience, behavioral economics, spirituality, if I was ever going to get anywhere. Because I didn't have the education for self-mastery in my high school. I didn't have the education for self-mastery in my immediate community or friends. I did not have that path to self-mastery kind of just with anybody I knew. I mean, I had role models in my parents and maybe 2 teachers at school and 1 friend's father who actually believed in me. But I knew that I'd have to go read stories of great people. So I'd have to read some biographies. I knew that I didn't know how to control my emotions. I was an angry young man, so I had to read books about that. I knew I didn't know how to communicate with people. I was awkward, so I had to read books on communication. I call that growth education. You have to invest in yourself, and you cannot play small in that area. You cannot. I mean, I know some of you are free here, listen to this Daily Fire, but I'm going to tell you, upgrade to pro. Like, get in the best levels, or click on the learn section. And if you go to watch a live broadcast and you're not a pro member yet, it will ask you upgrade. Or if you go to access our courses, it'll say upgrade. And I'm like, do that. Like, be a major investor in your life. You should be the primary investor in your life, and your primary investment should always be in your development. I know people who spend more on bed sheets each year than they do on developing their mind into a tapestry of great thoughts, powerful and positive thinking. I know so many people who spend more on the most trivial things, knickknacks that mean nothing 2 years from now. But if they'd taken a course or gotten a coach or gotten a mentor, it would have shaped their next 20 years of abundance and power and greatness and ability to serve and lead and contribute. I'm very passionate about this topic. You must invest in your personal development, period. That's why if you're here and you're a starter or a pro, I celebrate you. I give you a high five. I'd come through this microphone and give you a big old hug on this day, because I realize that it's a very select few who do this. And you know what? They're the ones who change the world. You read about the founding fathers of the United States of America as an example, deeply steeped in what we would call growth education. Most of them had to purchase libraries themselves. And those libraries were usually older texts, often in Latin, often from the Greek or the sort of the Roman Empire era. They were learning from Stoicism. They were learning from Christianity. They were learning from great works of even Eastern cultures, trying to understand how the world of thought, philosophy, had developed. They were working on themselves, constantly investing. Their proudest things were their books and their libraries. Today, the proudest thing I got when I get to be around people, they're like, what's an app you like? I open my phone, I show them GrowthDay. I'm like, check this out. This is how I'm a happy person. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm continually, if I'm on my phone, I'm not in social media. I tend to be on GrowthDay or in podcasts. That's about it. Because I really believe we have to have that intentional living, and to go to another level, we have to invest in ourselves. I hope you will upgrade to pro if you haven't before. You can always go to your settings, to your members and billing area, and you can see the other things you can upgrade into here in GrowthDay. And I'm like, go do it all. I mean, if it's possible for you, just make that commitment for yourself today. That's the best decision I ever made in my life. I remember the first personal development thing I ever bought was books, about a whole bunch of books, like 6 or 7 books. And then the next thing I bought was a bunch of audiobooks. They back then were called tapes and CDs. And then one of the first major things I ever put on a credit card was to go to a seminar, a personal development seminar. And my dad actually had to put the other half of it on his credit card and sent me down and to learn from a conference that was happening with a bunch of motivational speakers. Totally changed my life. Third thing, inspired action. I decided to act each day from a place that was not just intentional, but also, I think, in alignment with the best of who I was, in alignment with my passions, a purpose, a calling. But I adopted this phrase: take the next right action of integrity. Take the next right action of integrity. That's what I call inspired action. It's you're going to take that next action and you're going to do it in alignment with the best of who you are, with your ideals, with your values, with the beliefs that support something positive in life, with a morality in who you are. And that was important. I said, you know what? I don't want to just have an intention to be great going through the day or going through the, having an intention to make money one day. It was like, no, I want to be proud of myself. I want to be congruent with the best of who I am and go to bed at night and put my head on the pillow and be like, that was me today that showed up. That was the best of me that showed up. And if it wasn't, let me do the reflection of how could I have been better without the self-hatred, without regret, without guilt, without shame, just to kind of observe how I was going through the day and asking, is that the best Brendan showing up? And if it's not, coach myself, really coach myself. And I think that was important. I suppose the last great big life decision for me at this stage of my life is you guys. It's a different type of investment. It was for me investing in building something that would have a ripple effect beyond myself. And I don't know how to describe that one exactly, but I hope that whatever you're creating in life and whatever you're building or architecting or working hard towards, building your family, creating your art, seeking to leave a legacy, I think that all of those things are all about how can we leave things better than we found them? How can we leave a ripple effect of goodness into our family, through our teams, through our art or our creations? How can we leave that ripple effect of goodness? To me, GrowthDay was that. As you can see when you go into the Learn section, it's pretty obvious that GrowthDay is not just Brendan Burchard. Here it is. We've got all these courses from some of the greatest teachers in personal growth and wellness of all time. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the audiobook section, but I got courses in there from Wayne Dyer and Brian Tracy. Those were two of the fellas that I learned from in that first book purchases. I mean, we've got outstanding content here and live coaching from some of the world's best. I mean, Mel Robbins, Jenna Kutcher, Jamie Kern, Lima, I could just go on and on. Koya Webb, Gloria Tonmo, Anthony Trucks. I mean, you're talking about world-class teachers here, but most importantly, world-class humans. And I think by bringing their voices to you, there's some kind of ripple effect. And I mean, I'm working harder than I've ever worked my entire life to manifest GrowthDay for you, for this community, for my team, for my family, because I really believe GrowthDay will also carry on my content one day. Someday I won't be teaching anymore, but maybe there's this platform that continues carrying my stuff, just like it carries Wayne Dyer's today. I'm proud of that. And I hope to bring a lot more of the greats to you right here in the GrowthDay app in coming weeks and months. Listen, these were all decisions that made a difference in my life. I hope they inspired a little bit for you on this Monday so you commit to living your best life. I hope that no matter where you're coming into GrowthDay, if this is your very first time here or you've already really fell in love with some of the tools, keep using them. Keep coming back. You'll find your way. Don't get overwhelmed. Do one thing a day. Don't get overwhelmed. Do one thing a day right here in GrowthDay. That's all you have to do. And I promise your investment in yourself today to upgrade will be worth its weight in Bitcoin in years to come. It will be something you will say, oh my gosh, I didn't know back then when I really upgraded in GrowthDay, I didn't get how dramatically my life would change over time just by logging in and doing one action. Maybe it's watching one video, doing one journal entry, even just capturing your personal growth goals under the plan section. Just something every day. Maybe you start scoring your habits like so many people here, just going into your life score section, and every day just punching through those 10 checklists to see how'd you do on those habits today, because those ones correlate to your long-term life satisfaction, success, wealth, positive relationships, ability to advance. It's unbelievable. So many things here. Don't get overwhelmed. One action a day. That's the things that made the difference for me. I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope you crush it this week. It's Monday. Let's go. You know and I know it's a great day to grow.